Hello, world! It's your favorite little lion, and today I am coming at you with a pre-recording of Validate, struggling singles in your area. So this is a game that was created by Black game developers, and so I wanted to highlight it for Black History Month, and also since it's February and Valentine's Day, of course, I thought a dating sim would be perfect. So it combines both of the themes for this month. So this is a pre-recording because there's a lot of not safe for work moments and some F-bombs and the like. So I have to play this first and then censor it, and then we can stream it live for a premiere. So we will be playing through Malik's route and also do some commentary here and there, my natural first reactions, and then we will watch it together and talk about it. So yeah, let's get going. And all the information about the developers will be on my social medias, because I like to post the spotlights to all my socials. And a little bit of information is in the video description on YouTube and Twitch. So yeah. Let's start our date. Malik Patterson, manager at Bob Eyes. Not sure with these. So he's 26. I don't remember what that is off the top of my head. Maybe Sagittarius? He, him, his pronouns. He's from Ghana. Men stay in touch with the girls they never should have cheated on and get mad when they file a restraining order. Oh dear. Trash ass mixtape, kill your producer. Okay, I don't know what that means, but sure. And this is volume 1 of the game. The other volumes aren't out yet, so there's supposed to be like 14 or 15 characters, but the first volume only has 4. And everyone seems to like this route the best from the feedback that I've gotten. Content warning, alcohol. Thursday evening closings are always the best because you never know. Thursday evening closings are always the best because you know you never have to work the next day. You already set your own schedule, being the manager of this fine establishment. So cute. This chicken is bitchin'. I love that. Your boss always compliments you on how well you ran this place while keeping it somewhat clean. You don't value your job and you do the bare minimum to get by, but you somehow bullshit enough to the point where people can't tell you that you're bullshitting. That is a major win for you. You double check that everything is cleaned up before locking up for the night. Without the weak light of the exit sign, it would be pitch black out front. It's giving strobe lights. It's not like you need it anyway. You know this place like the back of your hand, navigating through the darkness to the back entrance with your bag slung over your shoulder. You slam the door shut before making your way to the car. The parking lot lights illuminate the path towards your car. The lone car in the empty parking lot of the Babai side. You glance over and see a few cars scattered near the bar. Your feet stop as you ponder grabbing a drink before you head up. Drinking under the influence is probably not the best idea. Driving while under the influence is probably not the best idea. Yeah, it's not. I mean, if you drink and you give it, it's 1 hour per drink before you can drive again, I think is what it is. You've already got a bottle of Benny at home with your name on it. You do have tomorrow off, so you think you can drink on a weeknight without feeling too much guilt. Besides, you haven't had a chance to work on music all week, and a bit of sipping whilst doing so won't hurt anyone. You keep it moving. Your phone. You dig it out of your pocket to see who thinks they can text you this late. Wow, such dude. It can't be the group chat because you always have that muted. No disrespect to the homies, but your phone is too busted to handle all of those notifications. You do manage to check it every few hours, even while at work, though. Oh, he looks concerned. It's Alice, baby mama number 2, texting you. Oh, we have 2 baby mamas? I guess we are the manager, but we look really young, so I wasn't thinking we were, too old. But I guess if we're a manager. You really want to do nothing more than put your phone on Do Not Disturb and head to your car. But she knows where you live, work, and hang out with your homies, so you decide it's better just to hear her out. Oh, she's pretty. Hey, mind watching Rhea tomorrow? I got a concert tomorrow evening. Alice Brown, rapper, Malik's ex-girlfriend and mother of Rhea Patterson. You sigh, scratching the back of your neck as you think over a response that won't get you in trouble. You two just made up not too long ago. The last thing you read is a passive-aggressive Alice. You already lost a few followers from the last bitter fight you two had. Followers? You ultimately decide to wait a bit. She's the type to go back on her word if you don't respond. You finally make it to your car, struggling to get the key in the keyhole to unlock it. You mean if you don't respond, she'll find another babysitter, I guess? And what do you mean you lost a few followers? That's weird. Oh. Is it jammed? No way. Every time you just want to get into your ride and head home, it's always got to pull some shite like this. Never mind. You just have to twist it just right to get in. He's like, oh, relief. Your car is old and you know you could afford to get a new one, but there was something special about Gina. Something nostalgic. It's almost like magic. She was your first purchase without the help of your parents. You'll get one before the winter hits because you're unsure if this one can last another round of snow and the bullshit that Mother Nature likes to throw at Jercy. You start your car, waiting for it to warm up as you pull out your phone, and, to no surprise, Alice has sent a few more texts. I know you saw that. Malik, please, I just need this one, please. I'll pick her up on Sunday. Okay, we're responding. I work on Saturday. Take her to your mom's house. She must really need this. And it's not like your mom would say no, but so what's the problem? Honestly, you need to spend more time with Rhea. Yeah. You did promise you would take her out to see some new princess movies she's been going on about. Fine. Yay. Be a father to your daughter. But if you subtweet me again, we're gonna have issues, oh dear. I promise. Can you pick her up tonight? I gotta get in the zone. Didn't you just... My homie told me some label people are coming to the show and I gotta get on my shite. You sigh, dropping your phone into your lap and grabbing the aux cord. It only takes a moment to adjust a few settings and pull up the BoundCloud app. You don't realize how exhausted you are until you finally sit down. Your head rolls back to rest on the space between you and... Your head rolls back to rest on the space behind you as you think it over. You're always going to say yes, but you never... Because you can never say no to Alice. After all, she's the woman you consider your first love. Then why is she baby mama number 2? And Rhea, the daughter you always wanted. But Alice had different plans. She didn't want to be a mother after Rhea was born and her rap career started to pick up. And you grew jealous and began fighting with her over the smallest things. Ever since then, your relationship has been on a melting iceberg, and one of these days it is going to dissolve, leaving you both drowning. Rhea wasn't your first child, but she was the first one you felt a connection to. You know that's effed up to admit, but it's really the truth. Maybe because she was a product of everything you always wanted. A child to a woman you loved, and even though she was an accident, you still cherish her like she was meant to be here. Or at least you try to. You're focused on other things. making music that will bring you money and fame so you can give her the life she deserves, so you can give your mother a second chance at life on her own without the shoddiness of your father. But Alice had the same dream. She wanted fame, and she deserved it too. She could rap circles around the minority of SoundCloud rappers and deserved every hit she got. She loved Rhea. You can never call her a bad mother, but she was obviously focused on her career more than her child. And you both realized that both of you can't focus on your careers and a child, so you took the backseat for her while she built herself up. But you don't have sole major custody? I don't know the words for it. Yeah, sure, I'll be there in 10. Thanks, I'll promise to make it up to you. Well, he's the dad. Like, we shouldn't have to owe. Don't get your hopes up too high. Oh dear. Dang. She replies, but you don't bother looking. Knowing her, it was probably a witty remark or a bunch of emojis. The thought of it makes you smile, sitting up straight as you pull off in the direction of her apartment. Okay. You make sure to clean your back seat before you make your way up to the foot of her door. I wonder how old Rhea is. You used to have the key, but she took it from you the last time you got into it, and you never bothered to ask for it back. Instead, you throw her a quick text and lean against the railing as you wait. Oh, Rhea Patterson, preschool student, Malik's daughter. Okay, so she's preschool. She opens the door, Rhea sound asleep against her shoulder. You know Rhea's about to grow out of her booster seat anyway, but you're gentle as you take her from Alice and place her in it. You take a moment to make sure she is situated and still asleep before locking the door and making your way back up the steps. Alice is staring at you with admiration written all over her face. For a moment you feel like you're 20 again, taking her out on your first date. She used to get so excited whenever you pulled up to her parents' house, bouncing out with a new CD in her hand, tumbling into your car and kissing you like she hasn't seen you in years. That was back when you two were young and dumb, not a worry in this world. Well, besides your mother not liking her. But that's a memory you'd rather not think of. Someone's happy to see me. She doesn't speak, probably spacing out again. You reach for the overnight bag in her hand, sinking it over your shoulder with a quick glance towards your car to make sure Rhea is still sound asleep. You nervous? Yeah. She hugs you, and you have to adjust the bag over your shoulder to return the embrace. Your eyes close as you allow yourself to enjoy this. Despite it being a few years since you two broke up, you still have love for her. Every woman you tried to find her in, but couldn't succeed. Where's the baggie? You're the one to pull away, and even then, her arms still cling around you, and you have to force yourself to set the bag down to properly hug her, pressing a kiss against her forehead. Okay. What if this is the one? What if this is my big break? Then it's your big break. You have always wanted this, haven't you? Yeah, but... You feel her chest heave against your own, your hand moving to rub her back. But what about her? It's not like you can take care of her all by yourself. She's right, but it still hurts to hear. You both know you aren't fit to be a father, much less a father of two, and she knew you and your other baby mama, Tara, weren't on good terms either. You pull away, turning your attention towards the car as you speak. You know, becoming famous doesn't absolve you from being a mother. You can't use my own words against me, Malik. Yes, I can. I told you the same thing when I found out I was pregnant. She did, and ever since, you've been taking life a bit more seriously, making sure you have enough money to take care of yourself and your 2 kids in case anything happens. Music was just a side hustle that you hoped would make you successful one day, and if it did, well, you would still be a father of 2 even with a successful music career. Alright, I should go. So soon? You don't want to sit and talk like old times? We have a kid in the car. You can't just leave your kid in the car. It's late. The one thing you hate about Alice is how quick she is to turn on you. One moment she wants you to hold her for hours just like things never change, and the next she never wants to see you again, now she blocked on all social media. And despite wanting to sit on the steps, listening to the distant car horns and light chatter from the neighbors, it's nearly midnight and you should probably get some sleep yourself. Call me after the show or whatever. Yeah. I will. She looks upset, but you can't really do anything about it. Well, you can, but you just don't want to. It may be selfish of you, but you have things of your own you want to do, and you're unsure how much time is left before your body shuts down on you. You give her forehead one last kiss before picking up the bag and slinging it over your shoulder. Again. Once you reach the bottom of the steps, you look back to still see her standing there, leaning against the doorway as she looks at you. Her usual smile, the smile you fell in love with all of those years ago, is gone. You feel guilty, but not guilty enough to do anything about it. You toss Ria's bag beside her before getting in the driver's seat, shooting her one last glance before driving off. Yeah, you need to get the baby to bed. The ride home is short, but it gives you some time to think. A stoplight switches to red. You stop and glance back at your sleeping daughter in your rearview mirror. A piece of hair falls over her face, and you reach back to sweep it out of the way. You better pay attention to the road. The hair's not bothering her. Your life is in your control, yet you continue to make bad and selfish decisions. How long before that catches up to you? I mean, you already have 2 kids, and you're not with the mamas. Achievement unlock the little big break. New struggling single in your area. Yolanda, start date. Girl at the Poetry Slam, written by Danny Lalanders. Content warning: drugs, misogynoir, conspiracy theories. Dispute. In the past few months, you have gotten a better understanding of how life has been treating you. The mothers of your children have left you alone for the most part, at least since you started taking your kids to school and picking them up whenever they asked. You made an effort to get closer with your kids outside of their basic childish shite you found yourself indulging in. Side note, why the does your daughter like Peppa Pig so much? Why the does any kid like Peppa Pig? Something about those eyes haunt you, and you find yourself looking away whenever she puts it on. But the one thing you still find troubling is the trajectory of your rap career. You have a decent following on SoundCloud, and people are talking about your music locally. Maybe because you have sort of shifted from serious rap to comedy rap, doing stuff to appeal to the big Bach crowd you begrudgingly accepted. Who knew it would be so easy to get teens to do shoddy dances that you're up music? Oh my gosh, so many F-bombs! I need to like prepare a button. A lion roar button. Rapping offbeat on a shite beat appears to be the pinnacle of music these days. As much as you hate to admit it, it's getting you a lot more attention than the things you put your heart and soul into. I feel that. With this stuff, it takes maybe an hour tops to create a shite beat with some samples, and the rapping just come naturally. Maybe you were just meant for comedy rap. You ignore that feeling of failure for the time being. You have things to do and a backpack full of CDs slung over your shoulder. One of the homies told you about this place on the Upper East Side of the city. Not too far from your place, but you still took the trip and drove instead of calling a rideshare. Who knows what kind of woman you can pull at an open mic? Oh, jeez. Women gravitate towards you and typically stay for a couple of weeks until they realize how inconsistent you are when it comes to maintaining relationships. Or until one of your baby mamas, probably Tara, finds out you're talking to another woman, and tries to sabotage you because she's an evil woman who only wants to see a black man lose. Oh dear. Maybe if you had gotten a Ghanaian woman pregnant, your mother wouldn't see you as such a disappointment. Your siblings wouldn't make fun of you every chance they get. You've dealt with enough favoritism growing up. What with how much lighter your skin is compared to your siblings, being the only one to get light-skinned gene from your great-grandfather on your mom's side. Your parents expected so much from you, but you've done nothing but disappoint. A light-skinned disappointment. Yet Alice was different. She never saw your flaws. She was your first love, the woman you wished your mother approved of. They never got along. You've known Alice since you were in high school, but didn't actually start talking to her until you both graduated. Becoming local rappers brought you both closer, and soon you fell in love with her, but the love never felt mutual, no matter how much she tried to convince you that it was. You knew her love wasn't for people, but for her craft, and it showed more when you got her pregnant and she didn't even seem to care about the child you both had. You can't think about that right now. What? You've already an hour late to this open mic, and if you sit in your car any longer, someone might call the cops. Oh, jeez. It's called protection. You enter the salon? Yeah, this hair salon, but instead of the usual chairs and mirrors, it's rows and rows of folded chairs. The ceiling is littered with spotlights, bright red neon lights shaped like roses hug the walls. You'll come here with your daughter one day, or you should, at least. She's been asking for braids for a while. You find yourself lingering at the doorway, not wanting to disturb the person on stage reciting a slam poem, and not a very good one, in your attempt to find a seat. Wait, so is this a different time? Because I thought we had Rhea, but maybe this is sometime in the future, I guess? So you wait, listening for a moment before you realize, ultimately, you are not interested. The back of your shoulder is slipping. You move your shoulder to adjust it. You scan the area in front of you, and just from behind you, you can already tell you've run into familiar faces in here. People you want to talk to? No. But you know they might try to talk to you if you try to perform, even though you may be a little late for that. Hey, who the knows what will happen? You didn't realize how long you were lingering near the door until you hear the soft voice of someone speaking right above a whisper. You nearly jump, not expecting anyone to pay much attention to you. You look down in the direction the voice came from. Hey, you look new here. You want to perform, or are you just checking out the scene? She caught you by surprise, and you find yourself staring a little more than you would like to admit. Starstruck or heart eyes. You really can't decide what emotion you want to portray, or you think you're portraying. Nigga, little cap. Sky little cheeky. What in the entire with you? The man who can sling any hoe he wants in suddenly starstruck in front of a woman. A really beautiful woman. Oh dear. Gosh darn it. Oh shite. No, I mean, maybe. I haven't thought that far ahead yet. My homie told me to come here and check out the scene. Got my clout up and pass out some tapes. Get my clout up and pass out some tapes. You a rapper? Yeah. Kinda. I mean, yeah, I am. I'm a musician. Kinda, I mean, yeah, I am. Malik Do-Good's been popping on Big Talk lately. Hey, rapper, right? Yes, that's why you're here, to pass out some tapes and get your clout up. Get some people to follow you on Big Bog and maybe bound a cloud too. It's so hard because I have the real things in my head and I just want to say it. Here, take a tape. You reach into your bag, offering her a tape, one of your nicer ones, a sleek case with a name and a number, even a heart near the end of it. This one is always saved for the ladies. Oh dear. The look she gives you is typical. You're the only one in the city actively handing out mixtapes, and the majority of people don't even have working CD players in their car anymore. You've always considered switching to primarily digital media, but the concept of being unique is what appeals to you. You always stood out no matter what you did, and until you find another way to be unique, you'll keep this going. Got a name? Yolanda. You sure giving out CDs is the best form of advertising? You know, most people don't even have a CD player anymore. What about BoundCloud? I've been thinking about it. Something about keeping it physical makes it more authentic, you know? What if the white man decides to close the internet and everything we kept on it is gone? Okay, but no, seriously, I always have this, like, scenario in my head talking it out with people. Like, what if, like, the internet fails and we can no longer use, like, internet stuff? Like, we'd all be dudes. Like, if there's, like, a Y2K event or something and we just, no more internet. At least I still got my music in physical form. You've read your fair share of theories about how the internet is controlled by a select few companies who can decide to shut it down whenever they want to, and the thought of that is daunting at times. Losing all of your progress, your fans, and haters, it's scary enough to keep you awake at night. Fine, I'll take you up on that. But you can't go around blaming the white man for everything. Are you one of those white people aren't that bad types? You watch as she ponders the question. You're almost tempted to walk away from this entirely, but then you remember she offered to let you perform and is probably one of the people in charge here. With the way people talk in the city, you'd rather not have your reputation ruined over this. Ha! What? No, I mean, not really. A lot of them come here and are pretty cool, but I'm always wary, you know? She's one of those. Fine, you can't get mad that she doesn't follow your philosophy. Not many people have the IQ to understand it. Yeah, I get that. Sometimes you think everything is going great and then bam, they can't take you home because their parents don't like us. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's really shitey. The chickadee changes its face when she changes her face. So cute. I met my fair share of my Korean grandmother being like that until I have to remind her that I'm black. Oh, so she's mixed. You let out a small laugh at that, reaching a hand up to rub at the back of your neck. You had a little more in common with this woman than you thought you would. Still, you're treading carefully with the words you say. You can't give her all of you yet. Oh my word. My mom is the same way, always wanting me to bring home some Ghanaian wouldn't. She still hates my baby mamas, but treats my kids like her own. They're with her right now. I'm not Ghanaian, but I am French and Korean, the colonizer and the colonized. Laugh it off. So if I you, would you be considered colonizer? I did not anticipate him doing all of that. Not that I have a problem with that as long as the homies don't know. What? It ain't like I'm being a white girl again. That was a one-time thing, just once, and you were still young when you did it. You should have realized she was fetishizing you when she bragged about how good you were on social media. I mean, there's a lot in this. There's a lot in this, and I'm just gonna leave it. Like, you know your disco stick game is bomb, but come on now. Keep that on the down low. I don't men who aren't creatives. But you did pass me a tape, and oh my gosh, isn't there a show going on? Weren't you just gonna tell him to sit down? What is all this? And what? Wait, is she considering you too? I'm not even sure how I'm gonna. How do you censor? Maybe after I give it a listen. You would give yourself a point for that one, but you have been trying to tone down the misogyny lately. Have you? Got a CD player in here? We can always go to my car and pop it. Pop it. Ditch this joint. Homie, this is probably her joint. What are you talking about? I'm not ditching anything, but I will head out to listen to this tape. Just 2 songs. Other people still have to perform, you know. Okay, maybe you should bring out the scoreboard for this one. You always like to log your accomplishments, and so far you've had 2... What? Oh, Malik 1, Yolanda 0. What? Don't bring out your score. What? What is this? You lead her into the direction of your car after passing out a few tapes to people in the back row. She didn't comment on it, so she's probably seen it before. Your car is clean-ish. You keep shite off the floor, but you are a father of 2 young kids. And with that comes spills, pours, and the occasional food stains. But you never know who you might pull. Your mother always told you women don't like messy men. Use your remote to unlock the door. Thank God it worked this time. Walking a few steps ahead to open the door for her. Welcome to Casa de Malik. You live in your car? Yeah, I was like, that's not the move. Wait, no. Shite. You feel yourself flushing up. This is stupid. You never let women see this part of you until you hit the bedroom. What is it about this woman who allows you to be so vulnerable despite just meeting her? Oh, that's your vulnerability, bad jokes? Okay. Alright, she's getting a point for that. Malik 1, Yolanda. Stop keeping a scoreboard, you weirdo! Is she a witch? You heard those were real. Oh my gosh, your African mother always told you to stay away from them. You ignore the voice in your head as you put in your tapes, skipping to one of your more popular songs. So, what do you think? Don't sugarcoat shite for me. You look like a child about to receive some ice cream as you turn to look at her. She doesn't seem... I mean, I can say it, but I also don't know how YouTube feels about it. So, yo, this was awful. Ouch. You've heard a lot of negative thoughts about your music, but it felt like she got your ass after that one. She probably hears a lot of music from her performers, and you didn't live up to her high standards. Why don't you show her your real stuff, not your TikTok, big box stuff? Then everyone can be a lover. You shrug it off as you look towards the car parked in front of yours. You take a deep breath. Swallow that pride, Malik. Nobody wants to see that. Fine, fair. Not everyone has to like my style. It isn't about your style. I know what you're going for. It's just, you need to find the best beat to match. I've heard a lot of rappers. I'm in here every Friday. I have to get back. You're not given the chance to reply before she's leaving your car and walking back to the shop. You jog to meet up with her, stepping ahead of her to open the door. You're smooth with it as you lean down to whisper in her ear, the nervousness of earlier dispersing into the evening sky. Now your confidence in full light-skinned mode. What? Why? Hey, you gotta use it to your advantage sometime. I'm not done with you. Okay, boo, that was awful. To be fair, it's been a couple of months since you tried to spit game. You've been focusing on being a somewhat better father. Dating with 2 kids is not ideal. She looks flustered. You have to give yourself a point for that, Dub. Oh my gosh. Well, now you really can't leave. You already hooked her in. Might as well keep reeling. You take a seat in the back and pull out your phone, scrolling social media the past time until this thing is over. You watch her from the corner of your eye. She seems to run this place, and she smiles a lot. Uh-huh. You know, I have a desk, but I like to leave a lot of my stuff on the floor next to my desk. You avoid thinking about it, and you definitely don't spend the entire past hour thinking about why you liked her smile so much. Absolutely not. It's lame as hell. The lights cut back on and everyone leaves slowly but surely. You don't pay attention to them. You got other plans in mind. Malik Patterson will get laid tonight. Oh dear. She looks at peace as she clears the set. You decide to be a gentleman and help her out, reaching down to pick up the mic stand she was holding from the ground. Let me help you with that. She looks surprised when you help her, but you don't pay it any mind. It's all part of the charm. You pick up a few more mic stands, placing them where the others are grouped near the back. You know you don't have to do this. You could have left when everyone else left. I can't be a good guy? Wow, what a world we live in. Yes, roll your eyes, girl. Yeah, that gets a laugh out of you. Being an unironic incel isn't that funny. She even rolls her eyes at you. Ouch. You bring your hand up to your chest, feigning offense. Fine, can you put this by the other mics in the corner? Sure thing, princess. What? You blush at princess? Okay, maybe you didn't have to say princess, but I got her too worked up again, and honestly, that's another point for you. Oh dear. It's kinda, this is painful for me to go through. Just like, ugh. You take your time as you try to properly organize the mic stands. You're trying to make a good impression. Or that might just be the perfectionist in you. You really can't tell at this point. I mean, you're just moving mics. You're not even doing all that much. Like, trying to impress her by moving some mic stands. That wouldn't impress me. I'd be like, okay, thanks. You know you don't have to. I know. I just wanted to make a good first impression. Okay, you already showed me your trashy music that I don't like. I just feel like that's like a negative a bunch. You didn't have to say that, but you guess you made your mind up. First impression? You like what you saw today? You let out a laugh, abandoning your task before striding towards her. You get a bit closer than a stranger would be, leaning your hand against the beam behind her as she looked down at her with a smirk. It's time. Your favorite part of flirting. Then the praise? Oh, okay, sorry. I like what I'm seeing right now. I'd like it more if you listen to more of my music. I like what I'm seeing right now. Was that too much? It felt like too much. Nah, she already said she didn't want to listen to your music. Gonna be like, want to listen to more of my music? Well, was it? You've used it before, but there's no way she could have known that. Could she? What? Yo, don't act like I haven't heard that one 1,000 times. What? But it could still be true. I mean, yeah, it's like, whatever, dude. But it's still a compliment. You know what? You're going to have to do better if you want anything to do with me. Ouch. For a woman this calm, she's feisty. You like that in a woman, someone who can talk back. Too many women allow you to get away with your bullshit instead of calling you out, and that's boring. You like creating chaos when you know you're gonna get punished for it. Oh dear. Punish probably isn't the right word to use here. Fine. Tell everyone to go home. I'll clean this place myself. What? You think cleaning is going to win me over? Man. You realize you don't actually want to do that. Shite. Okay, let's backpedal a little. Oh, I was kidding. I wouldn't do that. Uh-huh. Unless you want me to. You need to stop talking. Quick, how do you get out of this? Wait, that's easy. Just look like you're joking. You smirk, and once you've noticed you're still standing over her, you take a step back and give her some room. Thank God you showered and brushed your teeth before this. If you really want some, you're gonna have to try a lot better than that. Alright. Yeah, you were not expecting that one at all. She really got you there. You didn't expect to have to try so hard tonight. Is this trying hard? I don't understand. Guess you have to bust out the big ones then. Sheesh, fine, what do you want? Don't you have the rest of the mixtape to show me? Oh, so she did want you to say that. Oh, there you go. Not bad. You perk up, but you can't show your excitement. It'll scare her away. You haven't had much luck being vulnerable with women. Wait, didn't you say it was awful? Now she trying to get in your drawers? Man, women these days are too confident. Not that you have anything against a confident woman. You just don't need a hard-on in public, especially in front of a woman you just met. What? You wonder if she's into doming. Oh my. Yeah, but I still have to listen to the whole thing. Yes. Yeah, you won. You finally won. And there you were, thinking that this was gonna be a bust. Again, you calm yourself down. She can step away from this at any moment, and the thought of that is a little scary. Usually the women you with are wrapped around your finger, but she's acting like she couldn't care less. Honestly, it's hurting your ego, but you ignore it for the time being as you reach into your bag to grab your keys. Then let's go. You don't get close to her this time. You dangle your keys above your head, realizing she's not as short as she thought she was. You could just lean down and... Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Stop that. So how do you like it? Do you smoke? Oh, look, the little hat is blazed! Oh my gosh! Look at it! You can't see my cursor, but it's on the screen. That bird is blazed out of its mind. What? You're in love. You're literally in love. You haven't had a girl impress you like this in years. You're staring, and you know you're staring, but... Okay, Malik, come on. You can't sit here with your mouth hanging open like a fish. You close it and grin instead, sitting back before you speak. Come on. Not all rappers smoke. I know, but you do. Look at the sassiness on her hat! I can't! How do you know? She reaches in between your seats to pull out a honey bunch wrapper you probably forgot to throw out. Touché. You reach into your pocket to pull out a lighter, one of your specialty ones that you remove the safety off of. Fiddling with it in your hand, you glance at her from the corner of your eye, realizing how close she is with the blunt between her lips. Okay, well, there you go. Oh, it's a fish? I thought it was a little chickadee. It has little fins. My bad. The light-skinned player in you comes out in full effect. Almost like there's a full moon out. You quickly remove the blunt from her lips, your free hand moving to cup her cheek, tilting her chin slightly as you kiss her. There is no hesitation. If anything, it feels like desperation. She's returning the kiss like you two are in a long-term relationship. Calm down, sir. And she's just been reminding of the reason why she loves you. It's like you're kissing Alice. Okay. Despite it being nearly a year since you two have been intimate, you still yearn for her. You still search for Alice in every relationship. You ache for that intimacy, that passion. A love so grand it scatters your thoughts and leave you reeling, speechless, breathless. The hand on your shoulder brings you back to reality. Okay, yeah, you're kissing Yolanda. Probably not a good idea to be thinking about your ex-girlfriend while making out with another woman. Exactly. Your hands move to run along her sides before you realize she never gave you permission to touch her beyond kissing. You freeze, your hands sort of just hovering in the space between you two. You're the first one to pull away. Yeah, that's right! Ask for consent! You look down at her with a smirk, slyly lighting the blunt before stealing it from her to take a hit, just as you planned. If you only kiss me to get the first hit, that's a low blow. Low blow, that's called being smart. The white man's education doesn't teach you that. White man's education? Yeah, that was a weird line. You let out a laugh, exhaling smoke out the window. She has been a little too critical of your ideologies for your liking. Most women don't even question it. But again, she isn't like most women. It's almost like something is wrong with her. Okay. Question her? I mean, I feel like that's a... I feel like you're being the weird one, not her. I wouldn't question her about it. You know how the white man lies sometimes? Like how periods aren't natural. The CIA killed Tupac because he was about to expose them. You know. Alright, there was a warning for conspiracy theories. So, I guess he's the conspiracy theorist? Periods aren't natural. Oh, girl, run! Girl, run! Now, if you take care of your body, girl, run! Get out the car right now. Just leave the blunt and go. You were joking about that first part. You aren't that stupid, but it's pretty funny to pretend to be that much of a hotep. You kind of want to see how far you can get just by effing with her. You know that's complete bullshit, right? How is it bullshit? It's been proven by women who eat right. Serena Williams is one of the most athletic women on the planet, and she still gets periods. Look at Chickadee's angry. Take that Where's app as propaganda elsewhere. I don't play that shit. Okay, ouch. Damn, she's cold. Maybe you shouldn't try to get on her bad side just to be funny. I didn't get it from Where's app. I got it from Headbook. That's even worse. Oh my gosh. The off-brand puns. No, I was gonna say bitter. So everything is just a B instead of a T. Girl, run. Okay, you're laughing. Maybe a bit more high-pitched than you would like to admit, but who cares? You can tell you just eased her nerves. You're surprised she didn't pick up on it earlier. This woman must put up with a lot of bullshit. I'm with you. I know periods are natural. I have 2 sisters. I'm not that stupid. Uh-huh. She's quiet for a moment. You realize she's giving your car a once-over. You quickly do the same, scanning the seats for any trash you forgot to pick up. Having 2 preschoolers is hard. Kids are messy and working pretty much a full-time job makes it hard to keep up with them sometimes. So you got 2 people pregnant around the same time? Ugh. You got kids? He said that before. Did he not? There it is. Yeah, Rhea and Roman. 2 different moms. As long as I don't post you on my socials, you'll be fine. Yeah, I'm good. I'd be like, I'm good. You're just full of effing problems, huh? It hurts. It hurts so bad that you'll give her a point. Malik 3, Yolanda 2. She's right. You're full of problems. A lot of effing problems. Too many to write into your lyrics. You can never properly articulate them, and maybe that's why you never excelled in personal rap. You shrug, attempting to steer away from your approaching bad mood with a lighthearted joke. Not a problem if I act right. That's what my mom would say. So you're a mama's boy. Oh, come on. No, my mom hates me. Both my parents do. What? Oh? First of all, you're an idiot. Why the would you say that? Women don't like it when you're emotional. You've had women express how emotional weakness is such a turnoff, and you typically don't last long with them. No, you just gotta find a... I feel like people... I didn't want to sound it so cheesy for a hot second. But I feel like there are people that you fit together with better, like the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. So if you want to be emotional, you gotta date someone who's okay with that. Not shut down your emotions to date people who don't want you to be emotional. That makes sense. You try not to talk too much about your personal life to anyone, so why was she different? You can get out of this. You always manage to find a way out of every bad situation you put yourself in, except for having kids. It isn't that big of a deal. Wait, she's showing interest? It's like she wants to know more about the effed up family life you have. Sure about that? You even gave her an out and she still kept pressing. You hope she isn't one of those healing therapist types you hear about on Bitter. Next thing you know, she's trying to pull out crystals and suddenly you'll get a nosebleed? You think it over, realizing how bad Cottonmouth is kicking your ass? What? You reach behind to grab one of Roman's bags, pulling out a few mini bottles of water for the two of you. Taking a swig of water, you realize your Cottonmouth might just be anxiety. Oh, like dry mouth? You're not used to talking about yourself, or really about anything deep with anyone. It's nothing more than surface level conversations, something you've grown used to in the years of customer service interaction. Sometimes knowing too little about someone is for the best. It takes a moment for you to gather the courage to speak. You realize you've been staring out the window in front of you since the last time she spoke. Has it been seconds? Minutes? You take a deep breath before speaking. She did ask for this. I'm Ghanaian. Both of my parents come here from Ghana in the 80s and started a new life. Dad even got a white-ass last name just to assimilate and follow the white man's rules. He met my mother and they fell in love, had a wedding, and yada yada yada. You know how that shite goes. One of the few things you completely resent your father for, the way he assimilated to American culture just to fit in, then did nothing with his life after. Now you're stuck with a white-ass last name and a half of the Ghanaians you know don't even think you're one of them. I mean, you were born here though, right? And also, you're an adult, right? You can change your last name if you want. Like, anyone can change their name once they hit 18. I still think I'm an accident. But growing up, my dad always seemed to hate everything I did. I was really into art growing up, and one day my dad got so fed up with my shite that he banned me from drawing. Oh, look at her, so shit. Forced me to read books and focus on medical shite. They wanted me to be a doctor despite my dad driving a cab for 30 years. That seems pretty par course for the narrative. And my mother being a secretary at a mayor's office. Your mother tried to stop him. She believed in you until she couldn't fight him anymore. He was a demon in the house. You and your siblings all resent him to this day. I never went to medical school, clearly. I got my high school diploma and decided that I didn't want to finish college because I thought that shite was a waste of my effing time. I wanted to be a ghostwriter for a long time before realizing that I should be the one with the fame. People should be looking at me instead of the lucky asshole spitting my raps. When you have two African parents who pushed academia on you for so long and you just don't go that route, they resent you. The day I told my mother I was dropping out of college and I just wanted to focus on music, she cursed my head and kicked me out. You realize she probably regrets doing it, but the moment still traumatizes you to this day. You can't even go to your childhood home without reliving that moment over and over again. It's one of the many reasons you try to avoid getting your mom to babysit. Gotcha. There's a long pause before you speak again, mostly because you're trying to fight back the break in your voice. Long story short, I'm still doing the music shite. It's going somewhere. My beats are doing better than my actual music, but for now I work at Popeyes waiting for my big break. Your big break feels like it's ever going to come. You've waited for years to finally feel your hard work is paying off, and now you're finally getting some of your flowers, but it isn't enough. Shite. She was feeling bad for you? You don't want her pity. You don't want anyone's pity. You just want to be okay. Shite. I'm fine, Yolanda. Shite happens. Sometimes you can please everyone in your life no matter how hard you try. You can't please everyone in your life no matter how hard you try. Your parents too. Despite everything, the one thing you've learned in your 26 years is that you can't please the people you want to please the most. Okay, so Malik is 26. You remember back in the 6th grade when you came up with a report card full of A's and your father didn't even praise you. Instead, he yelled at you to go take out the trash. It hurt, and you stopped putting that much effort into school after that. You realized it wouldn't matter no matter how smart you were. Besides, it was either not going to college or getting random girls pregnant. What do you mean, or? You did both of those things. You dropped out of college and got 2 girls pregnant. That curse was meant for my head. You laugh, a genuine laugh. You never believed in curses until your mom cursed you, and now you're suffering by her hands. I mean, she didn't curse you not to use protection, my man. Like, that's all you. I mean, I don't know the exact circumstances, but I don't think he's big on that. But maybe, who knows? I could be assuming wrong. No matter your connection to God or whatever higher being you believe in, you can't seem to lift it. Sometimes you believe the curse will be removed once you make things right with your mother, but 2 girls pregnant. You have 2 baby mamas. You scoff, almost like she insulted you, which wasn't the case this time. The first one wasn't my fault. We used a condom. It didn't break either. Okay. I feel like she did something shady, shite, and got herself pregnant. Okay. That's why I was like, well, I don't know the context, but yeah, she could have poked a hole in it, I guess. You realize how much you're grinding your teeth and decided that you really don't care enough to get angry over this. You took a deep breath, leaning back in your seat as you looked out the window. Anyways, I'm done. It's not like I'm at the moment. You don't even realize how well you set yourself up easily. You didn't even realize how well you set yourself up to easily shoot your shot until you said it. You couldn't help but grin as you leaned over to speak quietly. I could be. I live upstairs. Oh, wait, what? Ugh. Nice. Well... You didn't think she actually lived upstairs. It makes sense, now that you're thinking about it, for more than 2 seconds. She did look like she ran the joint, so she probably owns the salon downstairs, too. You're impressed by her home, but why so many fish? Like, does there have to be 1,000 fish in this fish tank? What the... Fish aside, you take a look around the living room area. It's nice. It matches her. Aura, or whatever. Dambia, you live like this? What? All the candles, it's like a bedroom and face works in here. Oh my gosh, can they not though? A home that smells good is a welcoming one. You cock an eyebrow at her, crossing your arms over your chest and give her that look. You smoke a lot, don't you? Oh. Mind your business. You laugh with her, walking towards the fish tank to get a closer look. You've been snapping a few pictures to show your friends later. Why would someone need this many fish? Okay, you are overthinking the fish. Is she some serial killer that gets a new fish every time she kills someone? Even serial killers don't kill that many people, sir. You're talking about thousands. Are you about to be murdered? They won't have to worry about nothing. So the only places still open are a pizza joint and the one bodega that delivers. What you want? Her voice brings you back into reality. You walk towards her to look at the menu in her hand before you remember the most important thing. If he's trying to spit game, I feel like he would offer to pay. You know what? I'll pay. Really? You know you don't have to. Nah, it's fine. I gotta be a gentleman. Goodbye, beesies. You'll get the new pair another time. Oh my god, food does not cost as much as a pair of like high-end sneakers though. Chill. You're getting like a pizza joint at a bodega. It's not gonna break your wallet. You pull out your phone, looking over the menu with her before placing your order. And of course, your card gets declined. Ooh, you weren't gonna get those beesies anyway! Broke ass. You try again and still declined again. Oh no! Oh, please. Please get me out of here. That doesn't make sense. You should have money in there. It isn't like you've been irresponsible with money lately. Besides, you just got a pay raise and got off child support for both your kids since you promised to see them more often. You realize this is probably an issue with the bank and not your account, but this is embarrassing enough. This fine-ass woman just watched your card get declined twice while you were trying to be a gentleman. Yeah, that's embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Yeah, look at your face. You bite back as you swear as you set the menu down. You know I can pay. It ain't that big of a deal. There's no way you can let her pay for you now. You would never let you would never let yourself live it down. No. Just be like, okay, you got me this time. I get you next time. Don't worry about it. Like, just set it up. Nah, actually, it's getting late. I should head home. I gotta take my kids to school in the morning anyways. But it really isn't that big of a deal, Malik. You know, it's fine. I'll see you around, Yolanda. I mean, you could have also just been like, you know what? I'm not even that hungry. You grab your phone and keys as you head out, pausing at the door to turn back at her with a smirk on your face. Despite your embarrassment, you still have to leave this place with a bang. Apparently not. No bang. You're not going to get her number? Well, I guess you know where she works and lives. You close the door behind you, but instead of making your way towards the car, you just kind of linger in front of her door for a moment. You really made a fool of yourself, didn't you? I mean, you made it a bigger deal than it needed to be. Yeah, you can never come here again. Oh, dear. You make your way towards your car and head back to your apartment. Thankfully, you don't have the kids with you for the night, giving you enough time to reflect in peace. Well, I would sure hope not, because you weren't watching them. Drowning in a fish tank. Achievement unlocked is the name of the chapter. Girl at the Poetry Slam. CG like the first time unlocked. CG drowning in the fish tank unlocked. Okay, so I loaded up the autosave from this moment. I'm going to see if we can get a different ending, maybe. So if I ask her to pay. You paying? You not? You really don't want to pay, honestly. You're saving up for the new pairs of Beezies, and you don't want to pay for food when you don't have to. The one thing you learn from your father is how cheap you can be. I mean, I could, but this is your house, and I was messing with you. I'll pay. You let out a silent sigh of relief. Beezy secured after this week's paycheck. Oh, Lord. She takes a seat on her expensive-looking couch that you had to point out for some reason, and you follow after her, sitting close to her, wrapping an arm around her shoulder like some cheesy rom-com. Okay, so I guess there is going to be more after this. All right. You realize you're far more comfortable than you typically would be at a stranger's house. You're surprised she just let you in like that. You really are just some guy who came to an open mic. Also, why was like doing half and half not an option? Like, I feel like I just be like, yeah, I'll pay for mine, you pay for yours, 50-50. Or that's not 50-50, 100-100 for each of our own direct responsibilities. You might as well ask the question you both know you wanted to ask. So you live alone? Besides the fish? Yeah, pretty much. A full-on grin, followed by your attention darting back towards the rather large fish tank. She has to have money. This is impressive. Why so many fish? Who needs kids when you have a shit ton of fish? There's like 700 in here. And I know every single one. Okay, that's impressive. And kind of hot. Why is that kind of hot? I don't know, man. This image, his face. Yeah, now I really see the fish. It was the lips that really made me think it was a chickadee. Really? Sheesh. I wish I had 100 fish instead of 2 kids. Most days, that statement is true. It's not like you don't love your kids to death. You just wish you didn't have the responsibility of taking care of someone else. You regret having kids? Don't get me wrong. I love my kids. Just wish I waited, you know? At least until I settled down with someone I really mess with. Me and my baby mamas can't even be in the same room for longer than an hour without one of them wanting to kill me. Your biggest regret, you wish you pulled out or used a better condom. Anything to take the burden of responsibility of kids off your shoulder. You want so much more to life than just picking up your kids from school or taking them to Chuck E. Cheese. Doesn't that mean you're the problem? You can't help but laugh at that one. She is unfortunately right about that one. You are the common denominator to 100% of your issues, but to be fair, you're working on it. Getting better slowly but surely. Maybe so. The two of you watch a fish move. She looks satisfied with their movements, as if she trained them to do that herself. Can you train fish? Despite her focus, she takes her hand in your own and pulls you closer. You press a kiss to her forehead before speaking quietly against her temple. You might as well ask. The worst she can say is no. So, you gonna let me smash or... Nah. You weren't expecting her to say no, so it still comes as a shock. You laugh, bringing her a bit closer as she rests your head against her own. You hope this isn't scaring her. The last thing you want to do is make her uncomfortable. Will you ever let me smash? You might as well ask. You know how some women like to wait, but you really don't see the point of that. But then again, it's been a couple of months since the last time you've gotten slayed. So maybe that's your disco stick talking and not the sensible person you claim to be. That isn't a good sign. Maybe in the future. When I get to know you better. Oh. You weren't expecting that. Huh? She's actually giving you a chance despite everything. You look down at her, thinking it over before your attention darts back to the fish tank. I mean, isn't that what people tend to say? Like, maybe when I get to know you better? I mean, I know there are people that are like, I don't mind hooking up right off the bat, of course. But if it's like, hook up off the bat or get to know you better, like, those are kind of the two ways it goes. So the more you sit here, the more you realize you actually can't smash this woman. Sitting beside her, slightly buzzed, the smell of roses filling the room, it reminds you too much of Alice. It reminds you of the time you two had together, the only time in your life you really felt like you were in love. Alice is Ria's mom, right? Am I remembering correctly? You have a certain admiration for Alice you haven't been able to find in another woman. Yolanda is different. Yeah, because she's a different person. But she just isn't Alice. Yes, because she's a different person. No one can be Alice because only Alice can be Alice. And isn't fair for you to expect that in other people? Yes. You decide the best choice of action would just be to leave. You don't want to pull this innocent woman into the bullshit mess of your life. The last thing you need is another catfight in the lobby of your apartment building. Oh my. You stand, stretching for a moment before you look down at her. Speaking with a calm voice, you do your best not to come off as upset, but you obviously fail at that. Upset for the other obvious reason, that is. Getting laid isn't that big of a deal when you're hurting like this. You know what? I'm going to go. Just remember I have to pick up my kids tomorrow morning. What? I have kids, remember? They need to see their dad. Oh. Did I just hurt her feelings? It almost seems like she didn't want you to leave despite not wanting to leave you. Yeah, some people just want to hang and not smash. Did that ever occur to you? Does she really want to be friends with you? Was she serious about what she meant by waiting a little longer? You can't think about this right now. The longer you think about this, the harder it will be to leave. And you know your mother would curse you out if you overslept and made her late for work. Oh, so you do have the kids and they're with your mom right now. I'll see you around. Shite. You forgot about the food you two ordered. Your appetite long gone after thinking about Alice. For a woman you claim to love and respect, she can ruin your mood without even being here. You want to hug Yolanda. You want to apologize for doing her dirty like this, but you can't bring yourself to. Your inability to confront someone you've clearly hurt is on full display. You feel bad, but not bad enough to do something about it. Oh, I guess that's his tagline. I feel bad, but not bad enough to do something about it. Yeah, I'm gonna get my food and head out. Oh no, she's crying! See you around, Londa. Giving her a nickname as you rudely walk out of her home to get the food from downstairs is probably not one of your proudest moments. You're an asshole if anyone on Bitter heard about this. Your mentions would be in shambles for weeks. I'm always thinking about his social media presence. You walk out, not Hamilton. Always worried about your reputation and not the person in your life. You walk out, making sure to keep the door unlocked to return her food to her. It would be rude just to put it on her doorstep, wouldn't it? Yeah, at first I thought he was going to take both their food and leave, but yeah. You go back and forth with yourself as you slowly make your way downstairs. Should you go back upstairs and apologize and stay with her for as long as she wanted you to? You just don't understand how a person like her would want to hang out with someone with so many issues. You have way too many issues. Despite the slow descent down the stairs, you're quick to run up those 4 flights to ensure she gets her food. You hardly walk down to her like that. Giving her cold food would probably piss her off even more. You stand in front of her door, setting your own food down beside you before reaching your hand up to knock. You stop yourself as you hear the sound of sobbing. Did you make her cry? Nah, we're gonna apologize. You should knock on the door and apologize. Be a good person for once in your life. You knock on the door. You have to make it right. You can't leave a woman crying like this. You might be a man and kind of a piece of shite, but you have limits on how bad of a person you can be in a day, and you think you have already met your cap for the week. It takes a few moments before she opens the door. Her eyes are red, avoidant. If you were in her shoes, you wouldn't look at yourself either. You offer her the bag with her food after picking up your own. You take a step closer, bringing a hand up to rest on her shoulder, when she quickly pushes away with her own. Her sad eyes fill with disgust. Don't touch me. Your food... You don't even get the chance to speak before she's snatching the drink out of your hand and slamming the door in your face. Okay, you deserve that. You take the L on this one and give her a point. Malik 3, Yolanda 4. Achievement unlocked, fish fry. Oh dear. Okay. Well, that was a lot. That was a lot indeed. So let's just go through and explore some other options while we're here. I'm a musician. Oh, what instrument do you play? Instrument? Yeah. You said you were a musician? You do know that musician means anyone who makes music, right? She rolls her eyes at you. Flat out rolls her eyes at you. It's like she wants you to see how annoyed she is by this conversation. I am aware, but people don't really use it like that anymore. Or at least most of the people here. Okay, now you just feel like an asshole. Hopefully that doesn't put her off too much. Shite, my bad. Nah, I just rap and produce beats. You reach into your bag, offering her a tape. One of your nicer ones. Okay. The look, typical. Okay. Rewind. Laugh it off. I think I left it off before. So let's do She visibly recoils, almost as if she wasn't expecting that reaction from you. But you also weren't expecting that from her? That was weird, right? Why would she say that? Is really worth it? She already has your number from the tape, so you can't ghost her now. We quickly think it over before the sound of her voice interrupts your train of thought. Hey, sorry about that. Oh no. Shouldn't have said that. Totally uncool of me. Oh no. This is a train wreck. It takes you a moment to respond. You shrug it off, deciding that this isn't really that big of a deal. Hey, it's cool. There is an awkward silence before she speaks again. You are actually starting to listen to this performer speak, but their poetry really isn't your kind of style. I don't usually mess with men who aren't creatives, but you did pass me a tape and... okay. That is a genuine laugh from you, and she smiled. After she said that makes you seize up a little. Her smile took your breath away? What the? You haven't felt that since, well, shite. You haven't felt that since Alice. This is stupid. This isn't some romance movie where the guy falls in love at first sight. She isn't the woman that will change you into a better man. You're already the best man you could be. Oh, you are definitely not, sir. You know, despite the 2 baby mothers and the 2 kids you really should care more about. You wouldn't let this woman control you no matter how attractive she is. Maybe after I give it a listen, you would give her a point for that one. But you have been trying to tone down the misogyny lately. Okay. Oh, what happened? I like what I'm seeing now. Okay, I like it more if you listen to more of my music. Wait, now she's crying? She gives you sort of a dry look, almost like she was 0.2 seconds from asking you to leave. Honestly, if she did, you wouldn't be mad about it. That wasn't your best line, but hey, a man's gotta share his music. What? She's crying, but I thought that's what she wanted, because then when I complimented her look, she was like, I gotta listen to the rest of your music first. What is happening? Fine. Tell everyone to go home. I'll clean this place myself. What? You think... Oh my word. Questioner. Oh, this whole route is a train wreck, to be honest. You know, this is the second time you brought up white people like you're trying to defend them. What? You're starting to convince me you're some white man supporter. It's kind of a turnoff. And to think you've been trying your hardest not to make a fool of yourself in front of this woman, you really started to think that shot isn't worth it. There's a long pause before you start laughing. She doesn't look very amused. Uh-huh. Ah, the little fishy rolled its eyes too. She's quiet for a moment and you realize she's giving your car a once-over. Okay. So you already know this one is bad. You know what? I wonder... Okay, leave her alone. You should just leave her alone. The damage has been done. Give that woman some peace. The hell you have put this woman through is enough to get you bad karma for the rest of your life. Okay, it's not that deep. But you can't make it up to her if you don't allow her time to heal. That one thing Alice taught you about women is that they need space to process things. Okay, you can give her space. Yeah, you will give her space. You give her door a quick knock before setting the bag of her food down on the doormat. You quickly head towards the stairs, praying she doesn't see you running away. You've made a fool of yourself today. You've hurt someone who didn't deserve the pain you brought them. You feel genuine remorse as you sit in your car, munching on some fries, as you attempt to find the energy to drive yourself home. You're exhausted. The instant bad karma hitting you like a brick. You deserve to feel bad. You deserve to feel disgusted by your actions. You realize that you would feel a way if someone did this to you, so why would you do it to someone else? You'll make it up to her one day. That is, if she lets you speak to her again. You pray she does. She has a pretty smile. You eventually pull off into the night, the sound of Tupac filtering out over distant sirens and car horns. Fighting for a kitty and failing. Oh dear. Whew. Okay. I wonder... I don't think there's any good ending with Yolanda, I guess. Or maybe that would be in the future volumes, I suppose. But for now, I guess Yolanda's done and we have a new person. Befriending another man. Content warnings, homophobia. BBS piracy. So they really just like replacing everything with B's, I guess. You're in a committed relationship with making bad decisions. A man with no moral compass, influenced only by the teachings of your grandmother. And even then, you can feel the earth shift as she rolls over in her grave every time you make another terrible decision. Like today, one of your baby mamas, Tara, decided she was going to take you to court if you didn't buy diapers. I don't know why I said it so weird. But you were pretty sure she just wanted some money to get her nails done and not the actual diapers. Roman is nearly 4 years old, and kids that age are mostly potty trained, right? Yeah, I think so. You weren't meant to be a father. You were meant to be a rapper, or be a famous one way or another. You have a whole formula for a rapper. Tall, the Bound Cloud rapper, dread cut, stupid ass tattoos with baby mama drama, 2 kids you don't really care for. Big Bach already gave you a bit of clout, but you need to keep going. How else are you gonna buy your mother her dream house? Diapers, yeah, diapers. You can do that. You can buy diapers for your 4-year-old son who needs diapers. BVS sells diapers, you think. Why wouldn't they? It's a pharmacy after all. You rather do this than be the one to pay for Tara's next mani-pedi or whatever it is you're sure she's using your money for. You don't think responsible woman is really your type of game. You get lost in the middle of the hair dye aisle, torn in an internal debate whether to change your hair color. It's not like you'll get fired for it. You're your own boss. Rocket red or coral blue, you think to yourself as you hold both containers in your hand. A thump from the aisle over drags your attention away. Thankfully, you're tall enough to just look over, seeing someone a bit shorter than you resting their head against one of the shelves. Maybe you should do something. Why? Here you go, being the savior everyone needs despite no one ever having your back when you really need it. Don't bother that person, leave them alone. But now isn't the time to be hanging on to how shitty and one-sided your friendships are. Someone's dying in front of you. Right? What? You reach out a hand before you realize you literally don't know this person and you really can't afford to be maced in a BVS pharmacy. Instead, you look down at them, your voice gentle as you speak. You good? Here. You hand them the bottle that's near their head. Painkillers seemed about right for the occasion. Thank you. As you probably witnessed, I'm having some trouble. Do you drop shite normally, or maybe not the best thing to ask someone you just met, especially someone as attractive as them? You find yourself staring a bit too long. You didn't even realize until you heard the ill part of his sentence. No, I do not. In case you couldn't tell, I'm ill. Down with the sickness. I get it. Everyone gets sick. You truly cannot remember the last time you got sick, actually. It's been about a year. But 2 kids? Now, you really don't see your kids if you ain't getting sick and you got 2 kids. You do take a step back as you realize that their sickness is probably contagious. Or it could be. Better safe than sorry. He gives you a look, a mix of confusion mixed with disgust. They also don't laugh at your joke. That must kind of hurt, too. Oh well, not everyone is born with a funny bone in their body. That is a factual statement, yes. Ouch. Make a scene? No. What? Suck it up. Someone's not laughing at your jokes won't kill your masculinity. You can't help but laugh at them in an attempt to play off the awkwardness of your joke flopping. Are they checking you out? You're typically one to get a lot of attention from the ladies until you open your mouth, but they're different, more on the masculine side. You shouldn't assume someone's gender identity by looks alone. Anoki's voice rings through your ear like a church clock. Right, you've been taught better. Assuming someone's gender is wrong. But they are checking you out, and they dress kind of like a Big Bach e-boy, but more professional. That's totally a thing, right? Damn, man, my eyes are up here. You hear the ghosts of Anoki roll their eyes from the back of their skull. Who's Anoki? You didn't even know that was possible until you met them. I'm sorry, that was inappropriate of me. Shite, how did you up this early? You let out a small laugh, leaning against the shelf as she looked down at him. It's fine. I'll take it as a compliment. Ogling the eye candy? Not everyone can resist a piece of me. Oh no. You're handsome enough, certainly, but I'm afraid you're not my type. Shite. Okay, maybe you enjoyed getting hit on by women, but this is different. You are still trying to figure out your feelings or whatnot, and if you actually are straight, or if there's something you've been conditioned to be your whole life. Your love for women has always existed, but you're not sure if you could ever truly love one outside of the bedroom. Alice being the one exception, but she is different. You can't get into this right now. You don't need to have an existential crisis in front of a stranger. You didn't realize you were staring at them. How do you play this off without looking like a complete an idiot? Real recognizes real. It is what it is. This is going poorly. You offer a fist bump in return for your shitty... What is happening? Or embarrassing behavior. You realize they probably don't think this is embarrassing, but instead, your normal behavior. The way you are perceived by others is something you cannot control. Effed up if true. No thank you. Come on. I would not want my illness catching on through physical contact. You understand, surely. Ugh. They're one of those clean freak types. Didn't you just step away from him because you were like, he could be contagious? Now you're okay with touching? What is happening? What is happening right now? You guess you can never be too safe in this day and age, especially this day and age. But that doesn't stop you from rolling your eyes. Oh my gosh, what is happening in Malik's encounters? I feel like everything has just been a plane on fire, crashing and burning. Jesus. Excuse me for not wanting to violate basic hygiene etiquette. Dude, fist bump me just once and I'll leave you alone, okay? No! What? Can't go with these bad vibes hanging on to me. I even washed my hands earlier, so you got nothing to worry about. It's not about you. It's about his germs getting to you. What? They don't react poorly to you using masculine terms towards them. Maybe they're okay with it? If you really insist, win 1 for Malik, 0 for whoever this person is. Malik 1, this stranger 0. Hell yeah, I'm Malik, by the way. You like music? Psh, dumb question, as if there are people who don't like music. In your encounters, you're unsure you've ever met someone who doesn't like music. You're not sure if you would know how to react to someone telling you they didn't like music. The possibility of you curling over on the spot is pretty high. I mean, people have preferences on what type of music, yeah? You should have said, do you like rap? Instead of, do you like music? May I inquire as to why you're asking? This guy, acting all big and mighty just because of his advanced vocabulary. What? You can't help but roll your eyes at him, crossing your arms over your chest as you mock him. May I inquire? You think inquire is a big vocabulary word, Malik? Okay. Malik, I was already on the fence about Malik, but I don't like Malik. Everyone's like, oh, Malik's the best route. I don't know. Malik is kind of an asshole. I don't know what y'all think, but I don't know. This is kind of painful. May I inquire as to why you're asking? He looks like he wants to hit you. He wouldn't be the first. Instead, you pull out one of your mixtapes from your bag, offering to him. Rude or not, you still need an audience to listen to your music. Terribly sorry. Never met someone with higher education than a high school diploma before. Inquire is not a big word unless it is, and I'm privileged because I know what inquire means, unless I'm missing something that what is happening here? Ouch. You forget how much it hurt to be mocked for your lack of higher education. The way your father called you a failure time and time again because you decided you wanted to focus on music instead of going to school to be a doctor like every other West African student. You could have went to school for music too. But I feel like people don't go to school for rapping. You won't let the words of a stranger bother you like the years of emotional and mental abuse from your father does. What the? Chill out. Jeez, just take the tape and go already. I do not want a tape, and I do not want to speak with you anymore. Good day. Don't just brush me off like that. Oh my gosh, what is happening? Your ego would be bruised for the rest of the day. Yeah, what's wrong with the rest of the day? Just chill, dude. If you walked away from a fight, and it's a Thursday afternoon, the sun is still out, you double-cheeked up. You're double-cheeked up? What is happening? You have plans to stunt down the nearest boulevard. What else am I supposed to do in this situation? You're a stranger. I gave you my name. A stranger who has a name. Lucky you. Wow, this dude is like... And you thought you weren't shy. You look away, your arms still folded across your chest. F off. Nice insult. You're sure your homies would get on that ass if they heard that one from you. What is actually happening? My brain is like imploding on itself. You're out of ideas how to get this man back, so you do what you do best. Flirt? What? I was trying to be nice since you're obviously into me, alright? What? Don't blush at that! The fuck? What? Excuse me, I'm what? You checked me out like an item on the fancy restaurant menu. Don't think I didn't see that shit. He doesn't speak. Instead of speaking, he gives you a look. Nice. You got him speechless. Malik 2, the stranger 0. Called it. No. That is the opposite of anything I've been thinking about you as... You've been thinking... Oh, sorry. You've been thinking of me, bro, kinda gay. Flattered, for real, but I'm a ladies' man through and through. Mostly. What? What the heck did you... Why the heck did you just say mostly? Why did you say that? What was the reason? You're in no position to have a sexuality crisis in front of a man who looks like a professional e-boy. What's an e-boy? I'm confused. I know what a star boy is. But star boy. You're an effing idiot. F it. You're giving him a point for that one. This is scoreboard you have in your head. I'm not interested in closet cases, if I must clarify at this point. Goodbye. A closet case? An effing closet case? Jesus effing Christ. Oh my gosh, all these bombs I have to freaking censor out. Oh, it's gonna take so much editing. Maybe he's right. You're nothing more than a stupid-ass closet case. Anoki told you sexuality is fluid and you believe them. Who is Anoki? But they never told you how hard it would be to actually explore it. You can't lie. This person is attractive despite their style. And you wish they had a bit more patience to deal with your shite instead of just, look, they're sick too. Just like, chill. Oh. He's walking away. Actually. You lost this round. Malik 2, the stranger 2. I don't know about this route. Here's the thing. After the whole BVS fiasco, you realize you never actually bought those diapers, and your baby mama not only been threatening to report you to CPS, Child Protective Services, but also threatening to key your car and rob you dry. Just go back and get the diaper. Usually you would call her bluff, but she knows where you live, where you work, and the studio you rent out for sessions with your homies. So the possibility of her doing it is pretty effing high. So instead of playing uncle with one of the craziest women you've ever met, you send her that $100 that was supposed to be for diapers. She wins this round, but if you catch her on B-Snap with a new set, you're on that ass. Hey, welcome to Popeyes. What can I get you today? This has to be an effing joke. This fool. You hate how you seem to be running into strangers a lot more than usual. What do you mean? You run into strangers literally every day of your life that you walk outside your house. Ugh. You live in Jersey effing City. How hard is it to avoid people like him? It isn't like the city isn't crawling with even e-boys. What is an e-boy? Am I too old for this? Professionalism is the key to keeping your status as a manager. Fine. You can do this. This man doesn't seem to be listening to you. How even rude. You clear your throat once more, repeating your regular greeting. Welcome to Popeyes. What can I get you today? Will you wait a second? I haven't even had the chance to examine the menu yet. Fine. Fair. You have to be nice to every customer no matter how much they insulted your intelligence in the middle of a BVS pharmacy. You're in power now. If he wants to be a dick, he can be a dick without the delicious goodness of Popeye's chicken. What? What? You're a hypocrite. You haven't had the food here in years. The smell itself is repulsive. Yep, sure. Can't be ordering the wrong set of chicken strips or else the world will implode. Do they pay you to start this pleasant chatter with your customers? Nah. You will make this man's life a living hell. You're speaking to someone with 3 masters under his belt, you know. Okay, now he's being an... What is this diet? What is... This is a family-friendly establishment, my man. Can't be mentioning that shite when there could be kids around. Like, damn, we get it. You're a bottom. Oh my gosh. Bottom. Jesus and Christ, you've been hanging around entirely too many gay people lately. What? Wait, are you implying that I meant... You raise an eyebrow, leaning against the counter as you look him dead in the eye. Besides him, there's only a few seated customers around. Your coworkers are probably creeping around the back. Not that you really give a shite. It's post-lunchtime. I would hope you know that this is not what I meant. Given the lack of intelligence you displayed thus far, however, I'm afraid you meant it with sincere intent. Your hand comes up to wave him off. You really don't hear it. You choose not to hear him degrade you. That shite is only cool in the bedroom, not in your workplace. Oh my word. I should talk to your manager about this blatant disrespect. Tough luck, man. I am the manager! Laughter fills the room. Taking a step back from the counter as you attempt to regain your composure, professionalism at Popeyes is key. That doesn't stop you from letting out another chuckle out of you as you calm down from your outburst. Oh, Malik 3, the stranger 2. Talk away. How's my disrespect for you so far? 11 out of 10? You will make this man's life a living hell every way you can. He messed with you. It's only right if you do it back. Revenge isn't revenge if you care. You hear Yolanda's voice sing in your ear. Oh, Yolanda. F that. You don't care. You've never given a shite about anything in your life. Why else are you 26 working a dead-end job? Because you don't care. All you care about is the music, and the bitch of a man being rude to you has nothing to do with your music. It isn't like he's some producer guy. Shite. Maybe he is. I would give it a solid 7. Only a 7? I gotta up my game. He gives you a smug smile and you realize maybe this is just a guy you caught on his bad day. He did nearly pass on in BVS pharmacy. Maybe you were being too harsh on this guy. He doesn't seem to have many friends. Okay. Maybe missed a class or 2 when it comes to knowing boundaries with strangers. Fine, you'll ease up. For now. Perhaps you'll gain points if my order is satisfactory. We'll see. Been keeping track since we met. I got 4 points, you got 2 on me. He makes a face. You're unsure what to take of it. It looks like he's kind of shocked that you've been paying attention to him. Shite, maybe he really doesn't have any friends. You gotta order first in case you were waiting for permission or something. I'm still looking. So he's one of those customers. Alright, fine. You don't have any work to do, and you really haven't checked bidders all day. This corporate shite, your phone is up and you scroll through your timeline. Making sure your brightness is dim low in case of your coworkers walk past and you scroll past some porn. A chicken sandwich meal, please. Sure thing, man. You toss your phone aside, not really caring where it landed. It's already cracked as shite anyways. It's not like you can break it anymore. Yes, you can. He pretends not to eye your discarded phone as he pulls out his payment. You notice the quick look of judgment on his face before he ultimately shuts it down. Huh, that's unlike him. At least as long as you've known the guy. Will that be all today, sir? Why the f did I just call this e-boy sir? Well, isn't it just like saying ma'am? Is it not? Ew, what the f? Sure, that is standard practice. Yeah, that's what I thought. But something you feels different when you say it to him. Not the time. Yes. Yes. Thank you, Malik, for your service. You're treating me like a veteran or some shite. Gonna die if I don't get you this chicken? Your life is in my hands? What is happening in this route? Like, Yolanda's was kind of chill and normal. I feel like this one is, like, so weird. I think people were saying in the reviews that each timeline has a different writer. So it does feel, like, disjointed. But it's also just, like, I don't know. Good song title. You write that down on a receipt to remember it later. I meant it, alright? Take it or leave it. Sure. Deliver the chicken to him personally. Have one of your coworkers bring his food. Alright, let's just You're off to the back to grab a clean tray of food for him. You typically wouldn't care, and you would give a regular customer a tray that still had a bit of biscuit crumbs on it, but he's different in a way you don't really want to talk about. Having a sexuality crisis at work wasn't on the Patterson agenda today. Oh dear. I never listened to his... It takes you longer than usual to get his meal ready in the back, and before you know it, you're making your way towards him, balancing a tray on your palm like some fancy waiter. Your mixtape is in his hand. Shite. Getting excited over a random person giving your music attention is embarrassing. You force yourself to calm down as you slide the tray in front of him. Hey, ain't that mine? Did you like it? The restaurant is pretty empty, and your coworker finally decided to do their job and man the fort for the rest of their shift. Sitting down with a customer to get some valuable feedback is never a bad idea. No, I didn't. I was going to throw it away. Alright, that one hurt. Play it off with your moves like you always do. Damn, really? You really stare longingly at your trash before you toss it then? That's funny. Of course not. I don't even remember receiving the thing. How did you... One of the skills I've learned in this trade. You flex, your entire body glistening with the pride of getting what you want. You truly do have the mind of a mastermind. I'm sure you make a fine pickpocket. I thought you were on the clock. I'm in charge of my own breaks. So am I 8 now? A 9? 12? Yes, I would gauge you at 12 years old. Alright, fine. He wins. Fine, you get that one. You normally hate the food here, but you prepared this one nice and special for him. Nothing wrong with getting a taste of your own cooking. Luckily, your hands are clean enough to reach over and steal a fry off his tray, popping in your mouth with a smirk. Hey! Finders keepers, consider it a tax. What is... Okay. He doesn't have the look of protest like he did before. Instead, he seems to be okay with your shady antics, huh? Maybe your nature to annoy those who defy you is paying off. Wait, you don't even know this fool's name. Just realized I never got your name. You gonna share? Sharing is caring. Why should I care? You realize that you really have no reason to care, unless he becomes a regular. The chances of seeing him again are pretty low. Arihi Cooper. And the Ice King begins to melt. Nice to meet you, Arihi. The Ice King? It fits you. Well, shite, not really. I just say whatever words pop out of my mouth. You never know what I'd be spitting next. You managed to make him laugh. Maybe that deserves another point. Nah, you can allow him to have this one point for free. I'm sorry for being a dick. I wouldn't put it like that. But yes, I do apologize. Man, it's whatever. Make it up to me by listening to my music. I will. I'll listen. Alright, maybe that one deserves a point. Malik 4, Arihi 3. You begin to speak before you see the rush of customers come in through the door. School must have just let out or something. You don't even say goodbye. Instead, it's a small gesture of your hand as you allow yourself up and back into the kitchen. You take orders as per usual, but your attention always starts back to him in the corner of the restaurant. He looks like he's pondering, thinking about life. Popeyes isn't really the best place to do it, but hey, you've had your own share of deep thinking in a rather not deep thinking place. Despite the game you two played, you hope to see him again, or at least talk to him. Your number is on the back of the mixtape he held in his hand. Friends with another man. Look, he's beaming. Oh, these are some of the other characters, I think, that you could play in the future. Malik route with Alonzo unlocked. Oh, okay. So you do unlock things as you play. Okay. That was actually pretty short. Let me see. 27 minutes. Oh, Yolanda's was much longer. Alright, let's do another one then, because that was really short. So I guess I could do one more. Alright, Alonzo. His route seems to also not have nudity, so editing shouldn't be too bad. I hope this writer doesn't make my brain implode. I don't know what was happening in that last one. That was just... I don't know. Okay. Every Thursday afternoon, you've made it to your mission to have some daddy-daughter time. You've made it your mission to have some daddy-daughter time. Being a deadbeat dad isn't good for the clout. Not being in your daughter's life probably makes her feel the same way you felt when your father stopped giving you any sort of attention. The feeling of having someone in your life who is supposed to take care of you simply not doing so because of their own selfish reasons is not something you wish on anyone, especially your own daughter. Despite everything, you've always wanted a kid or two. Sure, you raised your younger siblings growing up, but it's different with your own kid. You feel like you can do a better job at teaching them right from wrong than your parents did with yourself and your own siblings. But you wish you waited until you were married and had money. Sure, your music is taking off and you're getting more from music than your $21.50 an hour from Popeyes. It was hard before. Having to balance 2 young children and a full-time job, you make it work, but there are some birthdays and holidays you wish you could have done better. Gotten them another Barbie or action figure. Throw them the children's show themed party you had growing up. You failed in the past, but now you have the future to mend the wounds in your relationship with your daughter. She's almost 5 now and walks and talks a bit too much, and a product of you and your ex Alice. She looks just like her. You know you shouldn't pick favorites. You saw what it did to you and your siblings, and how your father decided to favor your younger brother over yourself and your sisters and your own mother. Damn, you hate your father. With Rhea, it's different. She was an accident, sure, but she was an accident he didn't end up regretting because of her mother. You loved Alice. No. You still love Alice. When Alice told you she was pregnant, you sat and cried with her for hours. You were only 22, scared, and you weren't ready to be a father. You had a promising rap career ahead of you, but Alice convinced you things would be okay. You can still pursue your passions with a child. Thinking back on it, you were wondering if she was only saying that because she was trying to convince herself of the same thing. Her career is taking off now, and you have Rhea more days in the week than usual. She's busy, you get it. But something in you is a little jealous of her. She gets to tour different cities around the area, and you're stuck being a parent. You're selfish, and you know this. She was the primary parent for the past 4 years. You know, if you ever brought this up, she would probably curse you out for the next 3 days. You can't handle that again. The last time gave you a creative block for months. Still, despite all your feelings towards the situation, you still take care of Rhea like she is the queen of the world. Having a daughter is pretty cool. She likes playing video games with you and shows you all the big box with your music she comes across. At 5, she's on TikTok? Which is more than you thought. Big Bok isn't a bad app, and it's been helping you transition to a part-time manager, only working 3 days a week. You learned some useful stuff off the app, like how to do your kids' hair. Who knew there was more to washing hair and putting a little oil on it every few days? Cute. After being dragged around the mall, a few fidget toy purchases, and a trip to the car to drop off all the shopping bags, you find yourself in front of the local boot locker. You think it's time for Rhea to get her first pair of Fire Force 2s. You didn't get your first pair of forces until you were 10. You remember begging your mom for them until one day your grandma overheard and took you to the mall to get them. You miss her. You should go visit her grave soon. The memory of getting your first pair of forces is one of your favorite childhood memories. You want to give Rhea the same experience. I mean, she might not care. She lets go of your hand as she runs toward the display of sparkly socks. You can't help but laugh. She's her mother's child. Alice always had an eye for jewelry and things that shine in bright light. Daddy, can I get these? You bend down to eye level with her and she shows you the pair of socks she wants. They match a pair of shorts you just got from another store. Sure, you got an eye for fashion, Rhea. Where are you learning all of these trends from? Mommy. She showed me pictures of her when she was 5. Just like me. I want to look just like her. You have to bite hard on the side of your cheek to prevent yourself from tearing up right then and there. Rhea got all the best parts of Alice. No wonder why you're so biased. You know what else Mommy had when she was your age? What? You take her hand and lead her to the direction of the kids' Mikey section. Rhea immediately darts over to a pair of white lows with a pink rose in the back. Don't hate, meditate. Nice choice. You jump as you quickly turn around to see a man and a young girl who look around the same age as Rhea. Rhea screams in excitement as she runs up and hugs the other girl. Rhea! Oh, they're friends already. Nayeli Davis, preschool student Alonzo's daughter. Aw, she's cute. She's got the little pet rock. The other girl hugs her back and they talk, a bit too loudly, to each other about God knows what. You tuned it out as soon as you heard Peppa Pig. You realize this man is still standing in front of you, looking at the exchange with a smirk on his face. He must be her father. KK's daycare center? Yeah, been taking her ever since she was a baby. He looks lovingly at his daughter. You can tell he's a better father than you'll ever be. Same, but her mom used to take her. Recently changed my schedule so I can drop her off and pick her up. Surprised I haven't seen you. Shite. Have we met before? Yeah, but it's fine. You always seem preoccupied with saying hi to the kids. They seem to love you. Yeah, they know my music from Big Bok. Why is that so embarrassing to say? It's paying your bills, but children around your daughter's age enjoying your music doesn't feel like a flex. Not the intended audience at all. No way! What song is it? He pulls out his phone, opening the app. Actually, what's your Big Bok? I'll find it through there. You reluctantly pull out your phone and open the app to give him your username. You have built up a decent following, about 1.2 million followers just from your music alone. All right. The amount of followers kind of gets to you, especially since it felt like it was instantly. Yeah, that would get to me too. It's getting to me that I have 400 people on TikTok. That's like 400 people who saw my stuff and was like, all right, yeah, I'll give her a follow. That doesn't translate to Twitch or YouTube as flawlessly, unfortunately. But it still means a lot that 400 people plus were like, yeah, okay, I'll give Little Lion a chance on my feed. You're an overnight success. You're sure it's not good for your mental health. You pretend to look through your messages. Instead, you're watching his reaction. It's where you get to see someone discovering your music for the first time. That's true. I wonder what people's reactions are when they first come across me and my stuff. I would love to see that. The way he smiles is almost Grinch-like. Scary. Terrifying. Oh wow, you're really famous. I've heard of your clip music before. Thanks. I've always wanted to work with a rapper. Oh, you make music too? Nah, I prefer more standing, but I'm a personal trainer. I can make you have that body yaddy yaddy. It looks like he already has one. Have your waist snatched. Isn't that a thing for women? I mean, I know gender is... Have you seen Captain America? His shit is snatched. I'm not sure if I want to look like Captain America. I mean, you don't want to be the first rapper to look like Captain America? Compelling point, but you're not sure if you want to go through that process. I mean, I don't know if I want to go that far, but I wouldn't mind getting back in shape. It's been a while. Here, I'll send you my number through the app. Why through the app? You would probably regret this. You take this opportunity to actually look him over. He's kind of attractive in a way you can't figure out how. Sexually? You can't be thinking about this. You have shoes to pick out. Oh, can I not say that word actually? Do I have to censor that? I might have to censor that. Alright, Rhea, do you want to try them on? Yes! You reach down to grab her size from the shelf, removing some tissue before helping her put them on. She spins around and runs towards the nearest mirror. Her friend follows after her. They grow up so fast, huh? Tell me about it. It feels like a week ago she was just throwing up my new bolo? What? Yeah. You two stand in silence, watching your respective child check out their new shoes. Maybe this sad shite is worth it. Rhea eventually gets bored and runs back towards you, grabbing the socks from your hand. Daddy, let's go. I want a pretzel. Sure, let's go. You turn your attention towards Alonzo, who is still preoccupied with looking through your music. Text me. We can set up a sesh. Can't wait. Enthusiastic much? But some people are just like that. One of the few things you learned working at Popeyes. You can't wait to quit that place. You probably shouldn't have given this man your number. First text was fine, and then he kept going and snuck 3 gifts in there. They were Nicki Minaj gifts. Did you meet a Barb? So, I was thinking, I got a lot of free time this week in the evening since my assistant is leading classes. Ooh, reading. Maybe I could sneak in a session or two around 8 p.m. You got that. He could have just said yes. God, you can't stand stands. Sure, I can do Thursday. Nice, I'll put you on my schedule. See you soon, Poppy. Oh dear. What? What was that wink for? You shouldn't think about this too hard. It means nothing. It's not like you're going through his Instagram and checking him out. Were you not? Because it sounds like you were when you say it like that. He's nice to look at, but you can't tell if you're actually attracted to him or if you have unlearned enough internalized misogyny to admit when a man is attractive. Oh, Lord. The way you think about him is more of how you think of women, and less but not serious enough to get into a serious relationship. You have too much on your plate right now. Strange. You push the thought away as you walk up the stairs to his studio. It leaves you a little more winded than you would like to admit. I know that feeling. It's been a while since you've been to the gym, and besides the lifting you do at work, you don't really get that much exercise in. Same. Your kids are still pretty young, but pretty big, and sometimes carrying them hurts your back. Getting older sucks. The studio is nice. Judging by the expensive decor, you should have known you'd have to sign a guest book before coming in. You can tell he makes really good money. Hey! Glad you could make it. He reaches out a hand in greeting. You clumsily adjust your bag to extend your own. Who handshakes these days? It was time I get into shape. Is this entire room yours? Yeah! Gave it to me as a promotion. Now I run my classes and private sessions here with a few assistants. Nice. Congrats, man. It's pretty sweet. You wouldn't mind coming here often. Wait. Is that Nicki Minaj mural behind you? Yep, apparently. You turn around to look above the mirror. A painted Nicki Minaj mural covering the upper walls. Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I can't stay there. I can't stay here. What is that? What? He follows your gaze and laughs. What? First of all, it's Nicki. Her song's gospel. Jesus is shaking in her grave. Come on now, honey. This is the Christ of Saint Minaj of the Cross. Get fit knowing you is blessed. A bunch of my besties and I wanted to show some appreciation for the queen herself. Took forever. Who knows painting was so hard? My homegirl Jasmine drew all of it though. She's talented AF. Did he just speak in emojis? Why does he talk like that? How old is... No, you're not getting into this. Looking at it, it doesn't look bad. It's pretty good. Maybe you should ask for her number. You need some album art that doesn't look like a recolor of an anime character. It looks cool. Might have to cop Jasmine's number if she's good with it. So, anyways, you kind of gestured, not sure what to ask. You honestly can't remember what you agreed to do with him. Wait. So, we're going to start with some stretching. I set up a mat for you. Pink mat. Alright. Do you stretch often? I don't even know the last time I stretched. Alright, I'll go easy on you. He moves to his own mat, cracking his knuckles before moving to touch his toes. You attempt to mimic him, but... Damn. That shite hurts. It's been a while since you properly stretched, but you didn't think it would be that bad. Dude, it shouldn't hurt. Like, are you forcing yourself to get that low? Because if you can't reach, you can't reach. Don't break yourself trying to reach. You sort of get stuck, your arms dangling in front of you as your back kind of prevents you from standing up. You kind of just swing there until you feel a hand on your back. I got you. Here, just spread your legs a little. He helps you slowly stand up. Really? Bending over broke you? Hand on your back supporting you the entire time. You feel something. He smelled good, like he's wearing perfume. Whatever it is, it smells nice, and brings you a sense of comfort. No wonder why he has this studio. He's good at what he does. He moves you to a different position, standing close enough that you can almost hear his own heartbeat. Or maybe that's your own. He's so close and you're really trying your hardest not to think too hard about it. The look. You don't realize you're holding your breath before you find yourself collapsing on the floor, rolling onto your back as you suck in a deep breath, trying to regain your composure. This sucks. Malik? You good? You still trying to catch your breath, but you sort of give him a weak thumbs up. If you were still keeping score, this would be a point for him. You can't believe you took an L this bad. After a few moments, you slowly sit up and get back onto your feet, wiping your forehead in dramatics. So where were we? The evening is filled with some awkward stretching, too many Nicki Minaj songs, but you will admit some of it is good, and a workout that leaves you sweating a bit more than you would like to admit. Well, that wasn't the worst thing I've ever done. I'm going to feel this in the morning. Or tomorrow. You'll get used to it. Make sure to take a hot shower when you get home. It'll loosen up those muscles. Will do. So, next week? You want to come back again and do that again? You looked uncomfortable. What? I thought you'd be happy you want to come back. You thought it was a one and done? Yeah? I'm sure I'll get used to it in a few weeks. Gotta have the rapper look. Rhea is getting heavier and heavier each day. You let out a laugh, grabbing your bag and heading out. Thanks, man. See you around. Wait, don't you want to smoke? We can hotbox in my car. What? That escalated. I'm kind of sweaty, but as long as I have the aux. Fine. It's like, why would I listen to Nicki in a hotbox? He rolls his eyes, but ultimately follows after you and leads you to his car. It's a nice one. There isn't a car seat, so you're assuming this isn't his family car. He unlocks the door and quickly opens it for you. Thanks, man, but I'm a ladies' man, mostly. Mostly? Why does he keep saying mostly? Yeah, I've had some experiences lately, but I don't know. Also, why would you say that? Because he opened the door for you. Are you overthinking that? Maybe it's something I don't get. He lights up as soon as he passes you the aux. You put on some Missy Elliott, probably a good medium for the both of you. As hot as you are, I don't hate straight dudes who are questioning their sexuality. Unless... What? No, I don't want to experiment. I don't think I'm ready? I still need to figure it out. Babe, there's nothing to figure out. You're either into dudes or you're not. It's simple. Ain't nothing wrong with liking men, and the sooner you figure that out, the better. What do you mean? There's nothing wrong with liking men? Did I say there was something wrong with liking men? Why else are you confused? Well, saying there's nothing wrong with liking men isn't the same as saying I like men. Just because there's nothing wrong with it doesn't mean you have to... You spend most of your life around people telling you liking men is bad, sinful. The people in church frowned at the mere idea of it. Growing up, your friends would call things they didn't like, quote, gay, and throw around homophobic slurs for fun. But the hate never made sense to you. You never chimed in, yet you didn't speak up. You tried to convince yourself that you didn't know better, and you didn't. But something about this makes you feel like you should be guilty. You can't dwell on this while getting smoked out by the man who has his hand on your... who had his hand on your... not even an hour ago. Well, when you figure it out, I get it. All of my life I've been taught being gay is bad, but it isn't really. Right? Duh, that's what I just told you. It's okay to like men. It's okay to like men. It's okay to like men. Yeah. Now take this joint. Too good for a wood? What? Ew, no. They're nasty, disgusting aftertaste. He has a point, but you've gotten used to them by now. It's been years. A wood... What? Alright, you got me there. I gotta think about this more. Don't think too hard. You'll psych yourself out. Just follow your heart, Papi. You laugh as you finish up, listening to Missy for the next hour before deciding you need to head home. You don't sleep much that night. Your mind learning and unlearning new things about yourself. It's going to take a while, but maybe, eventually, one day, you'll admit to yourself your true feelings. Fighting the bisexual allegations. I feel like Yolanda's was so fleshed out, and then all of these are like so short.